All right, we're good.
All right, we're ready to go.
Yes.
Good evening to anyone who is joining us. This is the Maplewood Township Committee's Public Safety Committee. This meeting will be held on the second Wednesday of every month at 7:30, where the public has the opportunity, residents have the opportunity to come and speak with us and hear um, about public safety issues throughout town. Um, from the police department, Community Board on Police, Office of Emergency Management, and the South Essex Fire Department. So, Chief Sally, thanks for joining us. Um, let's start off with we've got the MPD Uniform Crime Statistics Report, which I did. So, if you scroll down on your agenda, I wonder if I should bring this up. Let me see. I can see
I'm
it.
sorry, we do have one member of the public on, if you
We
want to do
do.
public
Oh, Pat,
comment,
we
yeah.
do have a member of the public. I thought we didn't.
Yes.
Someone just joined. Yep.
Great. So the meeting starts off with a public comment period, and then we also have one at the end of the meeting. So if somebody who is joining us would like to speak during our first comment period, please raise your hand and we'll move you over. Pat, can you check and see if
Watching
anybody would like to
now.
speak?
No raised hands.
Okay. And keep in mind, we do have a public comment at the end of the meeting. So if you want to listen and comment at the end, we'll come back for that as well. Okay. So would like to let me see, share my screen. Um, I want to show these statistics so you can see my messy desktop. I'm trying to scroll up. The one thing about the Verizon outage is my computer, although it's working, it's slow. So tell me if you can see this. I'm scrolling down on the agenda so we can get to the crime report stats.
We
All right, you see
can.
them?
We can.
Okay,
You,
great.
you may want to expand to full view.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need to see your United Airline baggage.
Oh my goodness.
I was having a good time reading all that though.
Can you is it over the whole screen?
It
No,
is.
I can't see
you're
what it
good
looks like
now.
for
You're
you.
good now. Proceed.
Okay.
You're good now.
All right. So I love these charts that Mayor DeLuca started last year, and we're going to continue them so we can see how we're doing and compare to other years. I made a few changes just and I'm going to walk you through it so it makes sense. So the numbers are year to date as of November. So the 2025 number, let's look under burglary. The 2025 is at 14. That means there's been 14 as of November of 2025, and you can compare that to 2022 when there was 26 as of November of 2022. Now, the numbers in the parentheses are the number that occurred during November of that year. So you can see that in 2025 we had four. So that's an increase from two that happened in November of 2024, which was down from the four that happened in each of the Novembers in 2022 and 2023. So if you're following that, what this shows us is as an overall picture, we do have reductions in the majority of these, in these areas, aggravated assault, burglary, theft, auto theft. Um, Arson is unchanged. It's pretty much been unchanged all 4 years. Slight uptick in a couple of the others. So those are the overall stats. Are there any questions? So,
We
so
usually
what,
let the we usually let the chief walk us through this if you'd want
that
to.
would be great.
Okay.
Chief, can you do that, please?
Yes. So you mentioned the burglaries, the four burglaries in November. As you see, we slightly went up, but the good news is that three of them have been cleared with arrest or potential. We have identification for arrest. So 3 of them are cleared, and one of those burglaries was a commercial burglary. So it wasn't to a residence. So we have 3 clears out of that. The robbery, we have 1 robbery in November. That was an arrest. We made an arrest in that. And that robbery was the people knew each other. So it was in a dwelling, they knew each other. We made an arrest in that one. The aggravated assault, 1 as well, an arrest. So with those major incidents, we do have clears and arrests in those.
For the burglary, the 4 burglary there,
Yeah,
I believe that at least 3 of them had to do with uh unlocked doors or windows.
that's correct. But they still went in the house, and their intent was to take the vehicles.
Hmm.
But our detective bureau is doing a real good job with this. They had a lot of these suspects identified with working with other agencies, and they did make arrests in those.
And then with the auto thefts, I feel like a broken record asking this, but the 2 auto thefts, were
Yes,
there keys in the car and the car running?
correct. Either unlocked, car running. So, yep.
Yeah, this remains something that we try and get the word out to residents, um, about locking your car, and taking your keys with you. It's hard
Right.
during the winter because, wanting to warm the car up, right?
Yeah, but it seems we
Uh,
got, we got a lot better with auto theft. I mean, we still have
yeah,
a lot of them, but a lot of people are locking turning their cars off and locking their doors. Then from the, you see, 2022, we had 92,
yeah,
and most of those were the same thing, cars running. So,
yeah, yeah, definite improvement. One thing I noticed when you look at the all incidents, so as of November in 2022, 2023, 24, and 25, uh, this year we're under 300 for the first time.
yes.
So I think overall, doing a really good job. Of course, it doesn't help if you're one of the few that, um, does get does have an incident. And we did hear from a couple of residents um, who were involved in incidents. And so we did invite them to this meeting. I'm not sure if they're able to join us. But I put these next 2 items on the agenda primarily for them and other residents who are concerned about safety. And Chief, I wonder if you can share with our residents about the police department home security checks.
Yes. So, November there was 4 burglaries. December there was more. We'll see in the next meeting stats
Okay.
that we had 8 burglaries. 1 was a commercial burglary. 1 was and 7 were residential burglaries. But even in those, we have 6 clear cases. We identified 6 of them. We cleared 6 of those incidents. So we've been proactive. We've been out there on the street. Our detective bureau is identifying people, working with other agencies and making arrests. So, so people should know that we're making good arrests,
Yeah, that's a great job.
right? And we're identifying a lot of these actors. Usually it's a few juveniles and 1 adult. The You should know that the adult process of making an arrest is very it's pretty easy. The juvenile is a little tougher, because they're juvenile. So we got to deal with the juvenile justice and parents and everything else. But we do have um, these juveniles identified and some already arrested, and multiple charges from other jurisdictions doing the same thing. Our
Hmm.
home security checks, we offer them for free. We offer them to residents. They You can sign up on our website. We come out, we do for free. We do a full evaluation of your home to make it safer, and tips and everything else on how to keep your home safe. So we got them available. Our community engagement unit conducts these, and we got positive feedback of the ones we have done.
And these are free.
Free, yes,
So residents can call the police department and schedule this.
yes.
The
Or
non-emergency
you
number.
can sign up on the web. You can go on the website and enter your
Oh, that's
information.
right.
Yes.
And then we also have the Maplewood Video Alliance program.
Yes. So Maplewood Video Alliance program is you can do this online as well. You can sign up and you don't. I mean, we're not tapping into your Ring doorbell or your video or anything. It just lets us know that you have video, and if you want to assist the police, we know who to contact. It makes it faster for us. But we have other means too. We still do it old school style. If we have a crime somewhere, we still canvass and knock on doors to see if anybody heard or seen anything, check for video. But this helps us out. It's a little faster. Also, with our detective bureau having emails, usually what happens is we get the clips or the videos straight to the detective. So to get in contact with the victim sends it right to the detective. The good thing is now we have a good amount of suspects that we have identified, and our detective bureaus sometimes able to identify the suspect in the video we're sent because we had that person already. So that helps out a lot with the video or pictures.
So can you also share what can you do? I know in the past we've had some additional details dealing with these home invasions. You said there was an uptick in December, so I want residents to feel safe, and it's really concerning that somebody, you have a young child in the home and somebody breaks in. It really just, you know.
Yeah, in the last meeting, I was talking about that. I said we did have extra details out there, and it proved to be fruitful because we were able to identify them. We were able to make arrests. So we made arrests, and I would say 100% of our arrests are through investigation. We're not catching them on the spot. However, there's stuff left, evidence, pictures, working with other agencies that have information on the same type of crime, the same type of persons involved, has helped us make these arrests. So we do the proactive, have the officers out there, conventional, unconventional, out there, and we're able to make we cleared most of these cases through that through being proactive and through our investigations.
Do any other committee members have questions? I know Mayor DeLuca, you spoke with one of the individuals involved.
I did. I don't want to say which one, but I called both. Spoke to one. The person was naturally upset, but the person did want me to let you know that he found the police to be very professional, prompt, thorough, and this person was very happy with the response from the police.
Right.
Still disappointed that his house was broken into and all that, but felt better at least that we were on it. And I explained to him what you have explained to us in the past about how our detectives work and some of the details you put out there. So
Yes, and I know this doesn't make our town feel any better, but it's happening all over the state. All agencies and I'm impressed are all on board and they're sharing information. And that's how we're able to make a lot of these arrests.
So as far as advice to residents who are concerned, that's why I wanted to share the police department home security checks and encourage people to sign up for the Video Alliance program. And do you have anything else you would share with residents?
Yeah, just so the home surveys will come out. They'll give them a lot of tips that will usually these tips work and then move on to different places. Um, like your light coming on, motion detectors and stuff like that. What we found in most of these cases, almost 100% of these cases, is that the person who's committing this crime does not want to be in contact with anybody. They just want to, they just want to get the keys and get the car and get out. There's no confrontations. We found one that happened. It was rare in a different town, but it's very rare. If they hear a dog barking or alarm go off or anything like that, they're taken off. So I would say something to that effect, or make have something that goes off or alarms them. That will assist. But
That's
also we're out there, so we know where these locations are, and we get there pretty fast.
Thank you. That's really helpful. Any other questions? We can move on to traffic enforcement and pedestrian safety.
Hi, everybody. I just had one question. So where can they go to register for the home security check? And can we also link that to our communications department so it goes out as through Cindy, Malia? You think that's something that's
Yeah,
out?
we can share that out again. We've done that in the past, and it's definitely something we can keep pushing, and especially if there's an uptick. So we'll share that with the community. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I,
it's on our website, police website. Also, they can always call us. So
All right.
all
Yeah.
that stuff. And usually after an incident happens, the detective bureau explains to them that we do have these free surveys.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we can get this in our town newsletter. And also, I mean, the police department has a great social media presence, and we typically link up with them when they put out information as well. So, absolutely.
it's in our newsletter often. I think it might have even been in today. I'll have to take another look. But if it wasn't in this, in today's newsletter, it was in the most recent one prior.
Great.
Yeah, I believe we mentioned it at the bottom of our police blotter. And when we send it out, we have a little paragraph that mentions that.
Great. All right. So, moving on to traffic safety and okay. Hold on. That's sharing my screen again. Get ready to see all my stuff. I gotta get better at this.
It
All
the information was not in this newsletter. We had the blue envelope in this newsletter, so
Okay,
maybe
maybe it was the one prior. Yeah.
okay.
We'll have it again as well.
All right. So again, these are thank you to Mayor DeLuca for putting together these handy charts. So okay, so moving violations. Um Overall, a little bit of a decrease in November from previous months across the board for moving violations, radar summons, um, and look at vehicle stops. It's probably, I think, the lowest of the year in November, but I'm not sure if we have fewer officers due to end of the year vacation.
Yeah, we November and December, a lot of people taking off for the holidays and
Yeah,
things.
that's kind of what I
Um,
figured.
and also we have a few retirements coming up. So we have a few officers at the end of their career that are
Got it.
so
Still an overall increase when the public, residents are concerned about traffic safety on the roads and speeding, seeing a 24 increase in vehicle stops. And if you look at the hard numbers, it's about 1,000 stops, about 1,000 stops more this year. We'll have December numbers at our next meeting, so we'll be able to look at the entire year. But pretty close. Let's see if we make 1,000 stops. That's a lot of stops. So that's it's a real credit to your officers for getting out there.
yes, and the stops, so officers do have discretion, but as you can see, the ticket numbers have gone up, but some stops don't end up a ticket. So
Yeah. And then of course a 40%, 41% increase on moving violations, which, that's the big one, right?
yes.
Do you want to go through anything else on these?
No, I'm good.
I'm gonna stop the share. And Any other questions from members of the committee? We did have reports of the pedestrian struck at Oakland and Prospect. So I know that we've that wasn't exactly where the crossing guard is stationed. This was a car, I believe, that was turning off of Prospect onto Oakland. This is
Yes.
the kind of thing that we're hoping, with increased enforcement, that we start seeing people, fewer of these incidents.
Yes. The car was traveling north on Prospect, was making a left turn to go west on Oakland, and the pedestrian was walking across the street, and the driver said he didn't see him, but they were in the intersection.
Yeah. To be honest, no enforcement is going to change this. This is somebody who just wasn't paying attention, made a left
Yeah.
when somebody was in the crosswalk.
Yep.
And I think what happens is, you got your blinker on, you're waiting, cars are coming south from South Orange, see a break, you hit the gas and go. And boom, all of a sudden someone's in the crosswalk, and that's what happened.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't sure if somebody was going to come to the meeting, so I wanted to make sure that was on the agenda in case we had somebody wanting to talk about it. Parking enforcement, lately one of my favorite topics. Real increase here. I want to say kudos to the parking enforcement. We have more parking enforcement staff. I think we doubled our staff. So, and then I believe that they changed their shifts, that we've got more nighttime coverage as well.
Yes, so we have a part-time evening parking enforcement officer, and we have two during the day. And yeah, they're not just parking enforcement, they assist us with crossing guard details and also training our new crossing guards. So they do a lot and they hit all the lots, and they, I driving through town, I've seen them, on even side streets like Tuscan between Boyden and Burnett. Car was parked on the wrong side of the street, taking care of business. So, yes, even when they're driving through, they make their summonses or get people violations.
I'm trying to open this up. My computer is so slow. So I want to open this up and show. We've got several attachments, and the reason we looked at this in different ways. All right, so I'm going to share again. Fun. Oh, bear with me. Okay. Pat, I may need your help to share some of these because there's three of them. So I'm going to share the first one. All right. So this is categorized. These are parking. See if you can, is it big enough? Can you see this? So this is all of Maplewood. So a lot of parking tickets that went out. I think it's about 1,000 overall. That's what yeah, here we go. Yeah. So more than 1,000 tickets. The majority, about half of them, are overnight parking and time limit parking overtime. So that's getting into some of the, discussions that we have had about moving the traffic. I was really happy to see handicap parking had more tickets given this month. I continue to see every time I drive through Maplewood Village, people parked in these spots, and it's, a lot of this are the delivery drivers. So when I go through here, I see there's a lot of delaying traffic, no stopping or standing. Oh, I love to see those no left in a parking space. Um, handicap parking. Uh, yeah, so we looked at so the other charts that we have. Let me see if I can bring the other charts up as well. We have Maplewood Village specifically, and then also Parker Avenue. Chief, can you share with us? Can you see this here? I'm just bringing up the Maplewood Village.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Can you walk us through some of the parking enforcement that occurred in November?
Yeah. You see a lot of parking, but what I think the big thing is the moving violations we're getting. Um, I see 40 moving violations. I think most of them are on the second page, but yeah, so our and the moving violations are parking enforcement does the parking.
Yeah.
The moving violations are by officers now going into that area and identifying and issuing for those violations. So I
Yeah, so
see,
that's the wrong way on a one-way street,
right, 7 of those,
no left turn.
4 I see there. Yep.
Hmm.
And um, yeah, so that's yeah, no left turns, and so those are good. They're noticing the violations and they're issuing for it, including the parking.
Yeah. And this is really good to see because this, keeps our downtown safe um for pedestrians, residents, shoppers.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going to bring up the last chart is over here.
I think I have a cleaner version. Oh no, you got a good one. Never mind.
Okay.
Oh no. Yeah,
No,
I have a
no.
cleaner version than this one.
Yeah, we got a
Oh,
better
do you
one.
want to bring it up?
Yeah, so if you stop
Stop my
sharing, I'll share it.
share.
Yeah, the chief got
Okay,
me a
great.
nice one this afternoon.
So the third one is one we haven't looked at before, and it's specifically looking at Parker Avenue, because we just passed the no parking in the bike lane. And these bike lanes are new, and in order to, to make them work, and also to make the traffic safety around Columbia High School safe for the kids that are, getting dropped off, there's no parking in these bike lanes. And so we want to see how we're doing. So this is the first, looking at November. This is so this is December's numbers.
This is December, yeah.
Yeah.
And there was, after we put in the bollards last week or the week prior, the department was going to take a harder look at enforcement in that area, but there's already, enforcement you can see in December. They're sorted here by the cross street. So these are all on Parker. This is just on Parker. Here's, addresses on Parker. There's some intersections. And then below the location, you can see what the citations were written for.
Yeah.
And Chief, do you?
So that's yeah, the one that we're getting complaints about is letting off or taking on passengers. There
Yeah.
was one there, but we did
There's a couple,
we get
yeah,
a lot of
here,
yeah, there's a few there, which is good.
here, 2 tickets written
Yeah,
here.
there's several when I scroll through there.
Yeah.
So
So
how is that going? What is the when how's that going? I mean, I know you have an officer that's usually directing traffic in the
yes,
morning.
yeah. So the officer is directing traffic. He's not doing any enforcement because he has
Right.
to focus on the corner. Our traffic bureau is assigned again. We kind of do like on a rotation basis because we have
Yeah.
different schools too that we have to enforce. So our traffic bureau um, is assigned there specifically for that area during school. And as you can see in the beginning, when we first started, before we started enforcing it, we were giving out, we're educating the parents warnings because of the new traffic flow over there. And then after a while, it was then we started, as you see in December, um, giving out tickets or summonses for that. And January is going to be, no warning kind of, just can't park there, and especially with the ballards. I mean, you're gonna block, you're gonna stop traffic. So
I've heard that some cars still try to pull up with those
there you
bollards.
go. They do. They'll try to drop them off real fast and keep going.
Yeah. Any questions on this? I did want to go back real quickly to the in the village with regard to the 15-minute spots. That's something that we put up as an experiment to see, if we can start to move some of the cars and give delivery drivers an opportunity. Would that be difficult to enforce if we made that permanent?
Um, I, I don't think we can enforce it now because there's no ordinance for it, correct?
Correct. Correct.
Right. So, I told my parking enforcement just to monitor it.
Yeah.
But if it's like a fixed location that we know what the 15-minute, but yeah, be another, we can monitor that just like we do any other time spaces.
Hmm.
And if there's a violation, we can issue for that.
I think we're having a large conversation about paid parking down there, and I think this should be folded into that.
Yeah.
What does it mean? If for example, if all the if paid parking is going to be the first 15 or 30 minutes for free, do we really need 15-minute parking? Because there's, presumably there might be turnover. So I think what we should do is just extend the program right now and just fold that into the bigger discussion. And we really
Yeah.
did not have a conversation with the Village Alliance about the best spots. We kind of just picked some spots because
Floyd.
we knew there were some issues there. So
But I reached out to the Village Alliance and asked for their input, but they left it to us to decide the best location.
Right. And I can confirm, as being part of those conversations, that the spots that we ended up implementing work for the merchants. Like, people are happy with them.
Oh, that's good to hear. Um,
because some of the
regarding
drivers turn the signs around so that they,
I know, isn't that crazy?
yeah.
Like,
Some
it's just complete lawlessness.
We should have
Oh my,
actually we should have DPW put a dual sign so if
yeah.
it goes down to 14 minutes.
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Speaking of the Wild West, the delivery driver issue seems to be, I mean, I think this is probably hitting us really hard right now because it's so cold out. People don't want to drive to get their food. They don't want to, but these delivery drivers, they pull over, they park,
In the
spots they're not
lane,
supposed to
in the
be
lane,
in.
they park in the lane.
Yeah. So, what, do you have any thoughts on how we can sort of crack down on these delivery drivers? Um, you know, we have we have one parking enforcement officer who's working in the evenings, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Because I
So,
think that's
but
when
we
we
do
get a lot
have,
of them.
but we do have a
And lunchtime.
patrol officer in that area. So we enforce as we see it, and you know, um, yeah, that's stopping and standing or obstructing traffic in that
I
area.
think in your chart you have some of those tickets,
We do.
Yeah.
That's
and a parking
Yeah.
enforcement person can give that ticket out. Doesn't have to be an officer, right?
correct. Yes, and he's very good down there with issuing. So continue that. I mean, we,
Great.
we we did hear some some happy feedback from some business owners about us issuing. So I think
Yeah.
we're starting to be effective.
All right, that's great. Well, yeah, keep it up. I think that it's certainly frustrating for residents not to find parking, but then to see cars, their lights flashing all over the place when, you parked a block away
Yeah.
legally and then walked into the village and then you see these cars pulling up with their lights flashing, you know, in all these places. Um, So I also wanted to ask about an update on the ALPRs. So I believe they're installed now. We're just starting to use them.
They are, yeah, I got a report from Miss Perez. She's the one who's coordinating the implementation. Uh, they're installed. They have been connected with our databases through Park Mobile for the transit lots, the parking meter in the transit lots, and GovPilot, which handles a lot of our like residential and business permits. We remain to be done We have to do most all of it now is on the IT side, creating a live connection between the system and those databases. We expect the full implementation and activation will be done by the end of next week. And all the PEOs have been trained up on it as well. That was completed last week.
All right. So then we'd probably start to see this in our February numbers, which means April, I think.
So how many of them do we have?
They're on one vehicle, one park enforcement vehicle.
One vehicle. Okay. So we just have one.
Yes, multiple cameras, but one vehicle.
Oh, I thought we were getting more.
Well, you may think we're getting more because we also purchased ALPRs for an entirely different purpose. Those were fixed mounted ALPRs that will connect through PD to search databases on the PD side, not for parking enforcement. Those were both of those sets of ALPRs were purchased last year.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. So can you just go back to A here for a minute? Like, okay. So we did purchase ALPRs last year.
Yes,
That's what I thought. But they weren't for parking enforcement.
they were. We purchased in 2025, we purchased two different types of ALPRs. One type was to outfit one parking enforcement vehicle for parking enforcement, and the others were for fixed pole-mounted ALPRs that scan as traffic passes through. I think those were also multiple ALPRs for two fixed locations, I believe.
And those have been installed already.
The other ALPRs were received today and have not yet been installed. The other ALPRs, I think, were just ordered in maybe November or December of last year.
Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe it's just me because it's been a long day. So we have some for the purpose of stationary installation, right?
Yep.
And some of them have been installed, and some of them we just received to install more, the stationary ones.
We have stationary AL, I believe we have stationary LPRs that are installed but not purchased last year, not purchased in 2025. Those were purchased well prior on a project I wasn't involved in. So last year was just two purchases of ALPRs, one for park enforcement, one for fixed locations.
And the ones for the fixed locations, you're saying just arrived, and they have
Just
not been
arrived.
installed yet, correct?
That's right, arrived today.
Okay. But the ones that are in the parking enforcement have been installed in one vehicle, and the parking enforcement people have undergone training, correct?
That's right.
How do the fixed
Hang on.
ALPRs work? I mean,
Sorry.
I'm just not understanding that. I was only thinking of ALPRs as the ones that go on the car for parking enforcement. So I'm just confused.
They're license plate readers, so they can go on somewhere where we have a camera to catch speeding and stuff, and they can go in a moving vehicle to do parking enforcement.
Not speeding though.
Not
They're
speeding, because I
they're
don't
not
think we can
speed
do that.
cameras.
The
No,
fixed
they're not.
the fixed ones help us in investigation or a stolen car coming out through and we can locate it.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, Dean, they're not speed cameras. That's something different. So these would just read the license plates that drive down the street.
Got it. And we've always had those?
We've had them in the past, yes.
Okay, news to me. I thought when we were discussing the budget last year, it was a new thing that we needed that we didn't have. But I'm glad that we have it. Great. And I'm glad we have more to mount. And I'm glad that we now have one parking enforcement vehicle installed with them. And hopefully our budget will allow us to do more.
And can you go to what the deputy mayor asked about? So the one that's in the car, as the parking enforcement person rides around and they read these plates, could you describe how does the enforcement officer know that a car is overtime parking or not?
It'll give you an audible and a visual indication as it scans the plate. So there's a few ways to do it, but geo-fenced. So let's say you are in a parking lot where we've geo-fenced it. That is a 2 hour parking area. It'll scan those plates and log them for 2 hour parking. It may be the first time you go through the parking lot, so it just logs it, and then you come back 2 hours and 5 minutes later, and it geo-fenced again. It sees you're in that parking lot. You drive through, and it'll give you an audible and a visual on a tablet that you have in the computer that's running in the vehicle, and it'll tell you the violation that it has registered for that plate. And then you can write a ticket for that, and we through the ALPR system have all the documentation that supports that ticket.
How does it know when you got there?
The first time through the lot.
It doesn't. It's the first time the
Yeah.
traffic enforcement officer goes through. Then that
So it
becomes the
could-
baseline.
Mhm.
So let's say the parking is from 10 to 3, and you can park 2 hours. The parking enforcement gets there, maybe not even at 10, maybe gets there at 11. So that becomes the baseline. And they come back at 1 o'clock, and if you're still there, you get a ticket for overtime parking.
And you might
Okay.
have been there for 3 hours or 4 hours if you parked there at 9.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's based on when they go through the first time and then the second time.
So
So I have a question about, suppose you're in the Rickleton lot and you get there and you park against the tracks. And while your car is parked against the tracks, the parking enforcement officer rides through, creates the baseline of who's there. You then get in your car, you leave, and then you come back, say, a half hour later, and you park against the park. You're still within that 2 hour window. When the traffic enforcement officer comes through and reads the license plate, does my license plate come up? That
No,
being
you
2 hours?
you won't get tagged for that.
Because it's moved, the location is moved.
That's right.
Okay.
Wait, so you're going to get credit for that? It's not space specific?
Your car has to be
Oh, I
parked in the
moved.
same
moved
space.
out.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right. So if you right. This is why we need paid parking, you guys. Like this is not the entire solution, right? Like you can start chipping away at this and realizing, oh, anyway, I'll say
Well,
There
that's
are
the whole thing with the chalk on the tires. People would just come and rub it off or move their car to another spot.
well, the there are places that have that in their ordinance when they set up zones, it is effective anywhere you park in that zone. And so that's how it was when I was in Hoboken. If you parked, I think it was anywhere in town, and you were a visitor, didn't matter where you were parked, you couldn't go around, just keep moving your car. That's not how it at least has
That's
been,
a setting.
to my understanding, how it's been enforced in
Now,
Mayfield.
if let's say we were to do that, is the software for the license plate reader capable of making that change?
It's capable based on GPS data of identifying where it is, and we can geofence areas. So my expectation is yes, but that is a question we would ask.
Yeah, but then in Mayor DeLuca's example, like if somebody's parked up in Rickleton because, for example, they want to run to Starbucks or something, and then they got to run and pick up their kid, and then they come back to the village, but this time they're parked down by Abel Baker because, more coffee. Like, they shouldn't get dinged because they're
I-
there over 2 hours, right?
Right. And my understanding is that's not what's being done now.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah,
And Chief,
you're right
Chief,
to
I'm right on that. That if right now you wouldn't issue a ticket if a car had moved
Correct,
spaces.
correct. Yeah,
Okay.
I sat with the PEOs in their training, and I believe that they wouldn't get dinged for that. It would,
Yeah.
but within the same hour if you parked in the same space.
yes,
Same 2 hours, yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
And then how many cameras do you have on this?
4.
Is it one? Yeah, I know you said several cameras. Is it two, one to the right, one to the left, or how does that work?
I saw the car. I think it looks like it's 4 on it,
Oh,
1 on each.
Oh,
yeah. And does it scan for anything other than just logging in the let's say it's a stolen car, just curious. Does it pick up that the car is stolen?
I know our fixed ones would. If
It,
I mean the agency where the car is stolen from, they can enter it in, and the whole system would pick it up.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
it's so it checks either a time limit database or a parking permit database.
Right.
It's not checking criminal
Yeah,
databases or
yeah.
cars on a bolo.
Right.
Okay.
Good.
This is all really helpful. All right, we'll see how our car how it does. So it's not on
You'll
the road yet, but
it,
soon.
it's on the road, but it's not it's not using the ALPR function. So when you drive around, if you see it's a small Ford C-Max, we've got
All right, yeah,
two of
I want
them.
to check it out.
You'll see it up on the roof.
Yeah.
It's very visible. You
Oh, it's
won't
on
miss
the
it.
roof.
Yeah.
Yep, it's on the
One of those
roof.
Google cameras?
It looks it's not like that, thankfully, but
Uh,
yes, yeah, you won't miss it.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, good. Maybe it'll be some, visual deterrence. People will see, the camera car is out.
Uh-huh.
I have one, this is not a question, but merely an observation. When we are tracking this data about enforcement and we continue talking about parking in the village, can we use the lot designations that we updated? For instance, Rickleton is the Rickleton lot, Baker Street is the Baker Street lot. Like we simplified it so we don't have to remember what lot 7 is, or lot 2, or lot 3, or lot 4.
Our our municipal code still has some of the number references. So, I
It
mean, we
shouldn't,
can
because I thought we updated that,
Did it
including with the
for the
signs.
village? I think we did. Maybe the other places have numbers still, but for the village, I think we did.
in our
We
code, I know we still have numbered. I don't know specifically where each one of them is, but we still have numbered in there. So if we want to change out of a numbered system, we could, and we want to do it in practice, I would suggest we also do it in the ordinance so that it's consistent.
Yeah, we thought we did that because we did change the signage in the village.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
are you asking when we categorize the data to try and sort it by lot or use the lot n names so that's easier to understand?
The latter.
Okay.
Did you know what lot 7 was when you looked at that data?
No.
Exactly.
But some of it says Rickleton.
Well, that one does, but the
Oh,
one that's by Village Coffee, that's known as the Village Center lot, that goes all the way down to former
Oh,
Arturo's.
oh,
We did
sure.
that a while back. We changed those designations.
I wish
yeah.
you guys changed that when I was in patrol. It made it a lot easier for me. I remember all those numbers.
I know, right?
What's the lot that's by Perch?
Baker Street lot, right?
Baker
Baker
Street lot.
Street lot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. All right. We're good on ALPRs, move on, but we'll hopefully get an update once this car is out and about. Um, Chief, anything to report on overtime?
That is down 18% from the year before. So we did pretty good with the overtime.
That's great. Um, any questions? Otherwise, we're moving on. Other police items. So there has been a lot of talk on ICE, not necessarily, thank goodness, knock on wood, locally. I thought it would be helpful for the public, Chief, if you could review um, our policies. The Attorney General has a directive that you follow. If you could um, go through that, please.
Yeah, just that the Attorney General's directive has been in place for several years now. We are well trained in it, and we follow it, and it pretty much restricts us from assisting with ICE and the federal agency. Um, Most of the time, we don't even know that ICE is in town. We find out afterwards or by residents calling us. Um, we respond, and usually they are not there. But we do not interfere, and we do not assist. So they're civil immigration. We um, enforce state, local laws, and that's how we stay with it. But the same thing, as far as like the Attorney General guidelines, as far as dealing with other agencies, even in our own agency, if we see any law enforcement using excessive force, or we are mandated to intervene. Even with if I use excessive force, the junior officer is supposed to intervene. So that goes for any other law enforcement agency. But and then on the flip side, as far as the public, um, we would say, do not obstruct. We said this before. You can video and observe, but it is against the law to obstruct. Um, so that's our stance on it. That's how we follow the guidelines.
So are you getting more calls from residents about ICE sightings?
I have not recently. No,
Okay.
no. I
And if you were to or get a call and show up and they're still there, how would your officers handle that?
they would stand by. They wouldn't do anything. They would observe.
Mr. Daffis?
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Um, so I have been working with Maplewood Police Department, namely our deputy chief, as you know, chief, along with members of the community who have been sort of thinking about what a rapid response looks like. And this is all in an effort to not change anything because the directive is a directive. And the Immigration Trust Act has passed both houses of the state legislature in New Jersey. And if the governor signs that bill, that stuff will, further cement this idea that we can't really obstruct anything or interfere. But as you said, Deputy Mayor, the community feels like they need to know, better understand what the duty of Maplewood PD is when they arrive on the scene and what the duty of everyday residents who arrive on the scene to support is, right, in terms of keeping the safety of the public. Because these things, as we have seen recently, can escalate and become tragic incidents. And so we are working on developing some guidelines, both for PD safety and the community safety, and for know your rights, and for educating the public about what they can do and not do in a situation like this, what PD can do and not do in a situation like this. And, through this committee and other public engagements, we will be, sharing that information. We don't have those guidelines put together yet, but we think we can come up with a model that helps explain everyone's role and how we can ensure the safety and de-escalation in these incidents. And we're also bringing in our health department, namely our social workers who are already involved in de-escalation in their co-response model, as you're familiar. So we think there's a place for them in this too. And those conversations are happening right now. And when we have more information, I will share it through this committee.
Great. I think that'll be really helpful. Anyone else?
I have a quick question. If ICE was in Maplewood and was using excessive force, would you have the right to interfere? I know you
Yes,
said.
yes. If they were using excessive force, yes, we
And
have a duty to intervene.
so you
That's
would,
any law enforcement. That's not just ICE, but
so you could arrest them, you could stop them, you could.
it depends on the situation.
Gotcha.
All right. Thank you. All right. So now to turn to a little bit more exciting of an item, the Blue Envelope Program.
Yes, so the Blue Envelope program, if you look on our website, we got that's the first thing you see when you pop up.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. The
I
only
like
thing
it.
is if you go back on it after the first time, it doesn't pop up anymore. But there's
Oh,
a
okay.
there's a banner on top, a constant banner that you can click and sign up for the Blue Envelope program, where we have blue envelopes from the county. Essex County gives these envelopes for drivers who autism drivers. If they get this envelope, they can put all their information in the envelope, license, registration, insurance, and if they get pulled over by the police, they just hand the envelope to the police officer. The back side of the envelope has directions from the police officer, and all of our officers have been trained, so they all know what the blue envelope is and what it means. So they receive it, they're not surprised. They get the envelope, they open up the documents, and then if they're going to issue a ticket or not, and then hand the information back. So there's no need for there's not a lot of contact. It's just here's the envelope and the stop continues. Right now, we currently are just handing these envelopes out in police headquarters, but we do want to expand. We're going to expand eventually. Um, Leave them at the library, the fire department, pick them up anywhere. And so I think it's a good thing for drivers to have. It makes it simpler and easier. It takes a lot of stress out from a traffic stop.
And so these envelopes for residents who are watching, these are specifically for drivers who are autistic on the autism spectrum. Um, are these for so that's the specific
That's
uh
correct. Yes.
um who this is for. And but you can pick them up. They're at the police department. Um, and you can also have them at your night out and when you have coffee with a cop events, so we can get the word out, and we'll get the word out on our communications channels as well, to spread the word about this. This is a county program. I believe it's in many of the counties, most of the counties in New Jersey. So, really, really pleased that Maplewood is bringing it here, to help officers identify. Um, Sometimes an individual who is autistic, um, they might, just respond a little differently to an officer. And so this is would let officers know, that, just to have maybe a little bit more understanding, and it also, I think gives drivers, who are autistic, a little bit more comfort that they're being seen and understood, which is really important.
Yes. And if you have if anybody has any more questions, they can contact our community engagement unit. Is on the website how to contact them if you have any other questions, or you want to receive the envelope straight from them. They can-
I did have one question, because it says that you put your documents. So I'm used to carrying my registration and my insurance in the glove compartment, but I usually carry my driver's license around in my wallet. So
Yeah, that's true. Uh,
yeah,
I mean, they can always take out the driver's. Yeah, I don't think I thought of that, but but yeah, yeah, that's understandable that people will carry
yeah. So
their license.
so they could put their driver's license in there when they're driving, but then I guess they would
If they
probably take it
remember,
out with them after that trip.
if they remember,
Um,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's I know rule following is very is something that is associated with neurotypical individuals. So I want to be sort of a little more clear on
yeah,
um, that the driver's license, that would be up to them. They could put it in
right,
the envelope or they could keep it in their wallet.
right.
And that
Because
would be their choice.
I carry my license with me, and I keep my registration insurance in the glove compartment, like you said.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Um, great. Do you have one handy in front of you? I thought you were going to hold
No, I gave it away. I had I was showing an officer, telling him about it, and I gave it to him. So,
it. All right. Show and tell next time.
right.
Uh, Okay, any questions?
Are they allowed to put a copy of the driver's license in the blue envelope if they, just because of what Malia is saying, or it has to be the original document?
I think the copy's good, but then yeah, if they can see it as legit, and then they just right? We get information from the plate as well. So, but technically we're supposed to have the real license. But I think the copy could help.
So that would be another option. That's a good idea.
And then, is there, as you give these out, is there like a little pamphlet or something you give to the I guess the individuals just to explain the process?
No, but the envelope explains it. The
Okay.
envelope has pretty much, and it also explains it to the officer on the other side.
Okay.
It tells them that, how to respond to this driver on the back of it. It's like all written out on the envelope.
So one thing we
And
have,
we don't collect any information from anybody. We just give them the envelope. So we're
Yeah.
not like holding any data or something from this.
yeah, I was going to point out though that we do have uh a registry that is optional. It's an optional if people want to put their name on so that the law enforcement
Right.
knows when they're coming to a call, like if you have a fire or, a burglary or, something that, there is you, and that's optional. That's completely optional. So I don't know if that's something that you're going to tell residents when they get the blue envelope that they don't have to do that, but if they want to and what the benefits are.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll make up some kind of pamphlet or flyer for that. Because we do have that, and you can do that online. And what happens is in our computer system, if we get a call to a certain house, it flags it and tells us people that voluntarily give us this information of what residents are in the house. So
Yeah. Just make sure it's very clear that it's volunteer, optional,
yeah,
but that it can be helpful.
correct.
Can that be part of the application process as an option? Like a small little link that takes them there as well. That explains what that is.
Yeah, we can work out something to get the information out.
Yeah, I don't think the blue envelope is like an
Yeah, it's
application.
not an
You get
application,
you just get the envelope.
correct.
All right.
Yeah.
But we want to give them that information while they're getting the envelope, right?
Yeah, we probably want to get some over to the high school, maybe some of the the high school
Driver's ed and everything.
counselors. Yeah, yeah, because they have driver's ed there,
Yep,
and just, the kids might not want to, just to let them know that it's
yep,
available. So the driver's ed teachers can share with them and then say, if they want to get a blue envelope,
yep.
have them on hand. Um, Great. Okay. Moving right along. Vacancies. I know we have at least one, but you mentioned some retirements. Can you give us a overview of where we're at?
Well, we have the one that's we. I guess we'll talk about a closed session. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, but we're staffed up on crossing guards. That's
We just hired two.
yeah,
We hired one today.
that's great.
So we're we're full plus one. So, but that could change
Yes.
tomorrow. So
I know the crossing guard
yeah,
staffing's up and down. The reason I ask is it's so important to residents. They get to know their crossing guards, and they sure notice if they're not there.
yeah,
I mean, I'm sure they all love to see your officers. I think some people would, you know, they really like to see your officers out there, but they notice. Okay, Community Board on Police. Mr. Weary, do we have someone here?
I'm sorry, I have a couple other police matters. You had other.
Yeah, let's do that first. So hold on Community Board on Police.
Okay,
Mayor Luca.
thank you. The one thing is, I got something from Bike Work today that the bike legislation did pass in the Assembly and Senate, and they're urging the governor to veto it. But this is, now have these two bills that have been passed in the Assembly and Senate. So we're going to need to take a look. If it gets signed by the governor, we'll have to take a look at it and see how it impacts what we've been talking about here. It's very detailed, Chief. There's a lot of new requirements of getting license and insurance and helmets. It doesn't, I believe, I took a quick look at the legislation. I believe it's almost a 12 months, 11 months rollout of this, but it is something that we're going to have to take a look at if it gets signed. If it doesn't, then we'll see where it goes. The second thing is we met with the county today. Hold on, let me just get that up here. We met with the county today on preparing for voting at the library. And one of the things, we're doing two things here. One, we're shifting 3 election districts from town hall over to here into the community room. And so
Which room?
the community room, yes. And by the way, since I'm on the ballot, we have to cover my name in the community room.
Oh.
How's that? So one of the things we want to work with you, Chief, and probably Sergeant DeFazio, is we want to do some 1 hour parking all the way up and down here and some on this side too, to allow the voters to come in. But the other thing that's going to happen in June and November for the voting day. The other thing that we're looking at is trying to get this as a early voting site. So that would be, I believe it's 6 days in the primary and 9 days in the election. So that would be a longer period of time that we would have to have some parking changes there. But we think it's a good idea. It's a easier building to get in and out of, accessibility. It's brighter, more fun than being crammed into the lobby of Town Hall. But we just want to make sure people have parking availability. Certainly in November when the schools close, that will relieve some of that parking restriction. And if they do close on some of these other days that they're talking about when elections are, then that should maybe resolve some of this. But I just wanted to give you a heads up that this is going to be coming down the pike.
And this wouldn't be for the special election, just
Would
to
not be. The
clarify?
special election will take place at Town Hall. Both
So
the
this would be for
February,
the June
this will be June.
primary and November. Got it.
Okay.
So we won't have this location for early voting for the special primary?
No.
No. No, there's no early voting except for the voting that's already the voting sites that are been determined.
Yeah, it wouldn't
Early
be
in-person
special at all.
voting. Wait a minute, hang on. We're all talking on top of each other. There's early in-person voting for the special primary the last week of January.
Correct.
And I thought we were trying to get a spot in Maplewood, no?
Well, it was too late.
Okay.
Yeah. And according to the person from the county, they're willing to send our site to the state, but the state has to approve the early voting site. So
Should we send it to the candidate? Never mind. Yeah.
we made the case that there's really no early voting site in the southwestern part of the county. So
Right.
Milburn, South Orange, Maplewood, even parts of West Orange, we don't have an opportunity to go here. We can go to Irvington, but Irvington is a difficult place for parking, and particularly if you have mobility issues.
Yeah.
You have to really park up near the library, and it's very hard to get there, and it's never any spaces available. So, and I'll tell you, for mobility issues, the West Orange site is not that great either, because they don't let you park in front of the spots. I don't understand that. So
Wait, you can't? That's where I parked last time, like
no,
2 years ago.
no, you have to park either in the garage or in a set of lanes, in a set of parking stalls that run along the garage. You can't park in front of the actual building where you go in to vote.
Oh, yeah, that's no good.
So anyway, more to come. Hopefully we're definitely going to move over the June and the day of election, and hopefully we'll get the early voting there.
Exciting updates. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, now we're ready for Community Board on Police.
We do not have anyone from them here with us tonight.
All right.
Our public member has left.
Then we'll move on to the Office of Emergency Management. Mr. Weary, for your update.
Yeah, and I have no general update. There was a question and a suggestion on using our community emergency response team for the Holocaust Remembrance March that we have planned to St. Joe's. And Chief Sally and I connected, and the police department's putting it out to the CERT members if they haven't already.
Great.
We put it out there.
So this march is scheduled for Sunday, March 15 at 3 p.m. I'm saying this all off the top of my head, so I hope I got it right. I have to double check that.
I know it's still preliminary, and I sent Chief Sally
Yeah,
the
it's the
email
15th at 3.
that you had sent to us, and I expect I think you said they'd be putting in
2:30.
an event
Yeah,
application,
that just
and
went in
so good. So once we get the event application, that'll go over to PD as well, and we'll have confirmed times and contacts, and that'll help inform the any CERT members who are available. That'll help us inform them.
Yeah. Yeah, Miss Fritzen just worked with an individual on the committee and got that
Oh,
submitted
good.
this week, so that'll be happening very soon. The idea would be to stage in the Indiana parking lot where the community fridge is. And they love the idea of encouraging everyone who comes to also bring a can of food to put in the fridge. And then they would then cross Springfield Avenue and process down Hilton Avenue to St. Joe's. So that is the plan. Thank you for checking on the CERT to help with that. And South, any questions? Anything else? All right, South Essex Fire Department, Mr. DeLuca. Mayor DeLuca. You're
You're on
muted.
mute.
I said you could call me what you want. Here we are, this is 11 months, 4,500. So we're going to be just under 5,000 for the year. Again, the emergency medical is the most, 49%, 48%. So that's all I have.
All right.
I'm sorry, we are doing, the Village Green is doing a story on the 3 years of the fire department and all the accomplishments. So that should be coming out. Although I have to give a quote, but once that comes, it'll happen.
Great. We will look forward to seeing your name in print or online. Okay, other items. Mr. Weary, PD off-duty rates.
Yes, thank you. So, wait, am I unmuted? Oh, good. All right. So every year, or at least most years, we update the off-duty rate to align with the overtime rate of the highest paid patrol officer. So we wanted to submit that to the Township Committee for consideration at our next meeting. I have it here. I'm going to pull it up for you. All right. Now let me share this. So this is a draft of the resolution to consider, and it has the applicable rates. Here we go. All right, so you can see that. Because of because we contract with Jobs for Blue for administration, we had set these hourly fees, which will stay the same as they were when we updated this late last year. Service provider fees change. The big one that changes here is this police officer amount per hour rate.
What does it
And
change from?
the prior rate it was, let's see here. It was, the changes in was contractually provided to the police department. Let's see. I can share this as well. So I'll read them actually since you're looking at them, it'll be easier. The prior rates, it was $95.18, so it'll increase to $98.34. That corresponds with the increase that officers get contractually this year. The public events rate goes from 63.45 to 65.56. That is the same for the South Orange Maplewood School District. Millburn goes from $64 regular to $80, and Sunday holiday from 70 to 94. That's the chief would know more, but my understanding is that's worked out more so based on the rates that Millburn is paying. Short Hills Mall regular stays the same at $80. Short Hills, the Sunday holiday stays the same at 94. Paper Mill stays the same at 80. And their Sunday holiday stays the same at 94, and the police car stays at 15. So if the committee is in favor, we can bring this to you for consideration next Tuesday.
So does this chart have to spell out each specific place that our officers are allowed to do overtime?
Yeah, because they're different. They're different for each location.
Yeah, so does it have to? No. These are the rates that we charge. So,
Okay.
and these are places we generally get called to. If there was another, let's say another department that's not on this list that for some reason needed to rely on us, they would generally pay us our general rate. So, if it's not on here, they get the general rate.
Got it.
But in like for Millburn negotiates a rate, or at least sets a rate with their school district. They negotiate a rate with the Short Hills Mall that's kind of set for them. So we don't get involved in them. We
We just do what
generally
they do.
follow their pattern. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they follow us, right? When they come here, they use our numbers.
They wouldn't use our general rate, no. So if we had let's say a Millburn officer who is here doing overtime, right, Chief, we would pay them the Millburn rate.
Yes. We
You
do
know,
when we do their general like street job, we still get our rate, our general
yeah,
rate.
yeah.
All right. Any other questions? I mean,
Nope.
I'm in support.
So this is going to be put on for discussion, right?
We can, yeah,
Yeah.
however you like it. Yeah.
Yeah, put on for discussion, not because we haven't discussed it yet as a full body publicly.
Right.
Very good.
Is this something we do every year?
Supposed to.
Yep.
All right. And I mean, it's not a huge increase. It's just tell me again the reason why.
The rates are set on what we have historically done. The overtime rate is for these off-duty jobs are set at the overtime rate of the highest paid patrol officer. So as that rate changes, come January 1 from the prior year, this rate also changes. Or this rate is also considered for change. It doesn't happen
We
automatically.
wouldn't decrease the rates, would we, if our highest paid officer was suddenly less? Okay.
Well,
Anyway, we'll put it on for discussion.
yeah.
Great. Okay, second public comment period. Mr. Weary, is there anyone online who wishes to speak to the committee? Please raise your hand.
There's no one from the public with us tonight.
All right. I believe we have stuff to discuss in executive?
I
I believe so. Do we have a motion?
I move we go into closed.
Second.
All right, Mr. Weary, please take us offline.